He's gonna have something for me.
No. We
You see the
good.
red box?
Yeah.
I'm sick of that shit.
I know how y'all hate me. Yeah, I know how to get y'all to hate me.
You know, give a couple of seconds and we could get on a IG live.
Yeah. Excited.
Now we live on the IG live. Click the link in bio.
This is crazy.
Got a hoodie on today. Okay.
Yeah. Why you have the window cracked a little bit?
No swoop necks. No swoop necks for baby.
Oh yeah. What's up?
It's underneath. Hold on, I'll take this off real quick.
Don't you dare.
Superman do not change in the booth. Stay just like that, brother.
I told you I ain't got no singles for you, nigga.
Fabian perspective, expected, so accepted. Full sportsman. To my left, usually Don, but he's coaching out there at Pepper Don or something like that.
Shout out to my boy Dom.
Shout out to Dom. So instead is yo, AllBall.
Sir, in the building. Let's go.
And underneath us, pause, is All We Live.
Pass the flea in the building, y'all. Peace, y'all. I'm here.
Hey, and big shout out to Dom Dropper. Listen, now that Stephen A got caught lying, Dom, we need to see your coaching credentials. If you really got a team, we need to see what's going on out there, man.
We need to see it.
Well, we're going to start off, before we get there, we're going to start off with a totally credentialed trade that went down. Woj reported it. It's been 2 days in the making. It sounded like, at least it went public. The Indiana Pacers traded Bruce Brown, 3 first-round draft picks, Jordan Nwora, Kyrie Lewis to the Raptors in exchange for Pascal Siakam, the small forward, power forward, free agent to be, 29 years old, putting him alongside Tyrese Halliburton. Hold on. I ain't seen our boy in a minute. Gotta shout him out once I seen that.
Nick Pillow.
Nick,
easy. Pascal Siakam to the Pacers. AllBall. What do you think? What do you think when you heard that?
Excited and sad at the same time because my Knicks missed out on him. Woj even said they were trying to get him and OG, but they didn't have enough. You understand what I'm saying, Flea Fame? Indiana ain't playing no games. Once again, let me say it again. Woj even said it. They tried to get OG and Siakam. So here's my question. New York Knicks, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? I'm being honest, Flea, Faye. I'm trading straight up RJ and Randle for OG and Siakam. Take 2 picks. I'm doing that. All right, but let me calm down. That was a great trade for the Indiana Pacers. They got a guy that can guard the 3 to 4, that can stretch the floor, can knock down the 3. He's a champion. You team him up with Halliburton. Word is he wanted to play with Halliburton, so I think that means a lot as well. Listen, I think they're legit threatening the East. I'm not saying championship contention, but they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's been a lot of speculation. I'm being honest with you. I'm a big Dame Lillard guy. I'm not sold on Milwaukee. I don't know if Giannis can average 60 in a 7-game series. It seems like that's what he has to do for them to win. Philadelphia is like night and day. Like I said, until Embiid shows me what he did against the Joker, he can do every night and do it in the playoffs, because in the playoffs, he comes up small. Let's be realistic. So for me, in seeing how Indiana played in the in-season tournament, depending on matchups, and like I told you, Flea, like our Knicks, sometimes people need a little luck. Maybe one team will bump another team. God forbid, I hope it don't happen, but injury, or the star player may have a bad series. Listen, Indiana is young. They not scared. They got a great head coach. And they got the best point guard in the NBA, if we're talking prototypical point guard. They young. Like I said, they got it all. They got shoot with Buddy Hield. Like I said, Miles Turner, very underrated. Even though he's not a banger pause, he's still a big man, could stretch the floor. It was a great,
That's awful. But go ahead.
Yeah, but it was a great pickup. But on the other side, I like what Toronto was doing. The Toronto and the Indiana, that's scary for my Knicks. I know we could talk about that after this topic. We're going to touch on that. But just to be honest, that was a great pickup, man. And I don't think they gave up much. understand the 2 picks, but I'm gonna tell you why, Flea. There's no free agents banging down the door to go to Indiana. So to me, they really only gave up Bruce Brown. I'm taking Siakam over Bruce Brown.
Every day.
Like I said, right now, this team, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna just finish just real quick. The Indiana, they're not tanking. They're in playoff contention. So whatever picks they have is never gonna be no top 5 pick. So for me, listen, they gotta steal. They gotta steal because they got a former champion, they got an all-star, and they got a guy that, like I said, at his position, he's top 10. So I love the move for Indiana. I'm scared for my Knicks. Being honest.
I don't think this deal puts us in any fear of, you know, being inferior to Indiana. Like, I think we got something nice over there as a Knick right now. But my thing is, I feel like Indiana gave up a lot for Pascal Siakam. Wow. He's an all-star. He is a all NBA type player, but is he going to produce that for you every season? Probably not, right? Is he a number 1 guy? No. We saw that, you know, after Kawhi left and they literally handed the keys over to him after winning the championship. Here, what do we got? So 3 first-round picks for me is a lot for Pascal Siakam. I'm hoping that there was some type of assurance letting the Pacers organization know that he's going to resign with them.
Right.
It would be foolish for them to give up 3 first-round picks for Pascal Siakam. Now, do they get up under that money with Bruce Brown? Absolutely. Bruce Brown is making $23 million a year. That's a lot of money for a guy who is just a piece. Not a intricate piece. He's just a little piece that, you know, helps you get to the next spot. Paying him $23 million a year, that's a lot of money. Masai Ujiri at it again, figuring it out over there in Toronto.
Yep.
Stockpiling draft picks, stockpiling young talent, figured out the guy that he wants to go forward with Scotty Barnes, adds a dynamic point guard in Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, native guy who wants to be in Canada, and just pieces. You know, that I don't even know how to pronounce their coach's name. I'll ask one of you guys. Do you even know who the Toronto head coach is right now? I have no clue. This is probably one of the first times I can never call a head coach's name. Fabian, don't even try to pronounce his name because you can't.
I know it's Darko something.
Oh, great. For first name Darko. Shout out to Darko, right? I just feel like Masai is putting it together over there. I feel like Indy is in a spot in a win now kind of situation. They got some young talent, but I don't think everybody could see the emergence of Tyrese Halliburton. Like he's shot through the roof now, leading the league in assists, one of the most efficient players in the NBA, shoots the 3 at a high level, can pass his ass off, and just seems like a guy that people like to play with. Like everybody over there in Indy doesn't seem, you know, they seem to enjoy being on the basketball court with him. So I like the deal for Indy. I think they gave up a little too much. I think, and you know, it might bite them later on, especially if they don't re-sign Pascal. They have to make a decent playoff run for Pascal to say, okay, I'm going to leave Toronto and go sign with Indiana. Like, there's got to be a reason for him to stay. Whether that's, I mean, they're going to have to break the bank.
Yeah.
They have to back the Brinks truck up. They're going to have to break the bank on him. Because it ain't no way that I would resign with that, but didn't want to resign with Sacramento. The deal for Harrison Barnes got deaded because he didn't want to re-sign with Sacramento. Why would you rather play in Indiana than in Sacramento? Let me ask the panel real fast. Who has a better team today? The Sacramento Kings or the Indiana Pacers?
Well, my thing is the only thing I can guess is he don't want to be on that West Coast. That West Coast is cold-blooded over there. You got to deal with Kawhi, Paul George, LeBron, Shea Gilchrist, Ant-Man. So I can guess that, but I'm gonna say this, and I'll let y'all finish. Woj even said it. A lot of these smaller markets, when they get guys like this, they're gonna max them out. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a smart move on both parties. Like I said, you're not gonna get no free agents, no superstars wanting to go to Indiana. So when you get an opportunity at them, you gotta do what you gotta do, because this will never come back around.
Faye, what you thinking about this deal?
Well, the first thing, so on Hoops Hype, Pacers feel strongly about being able to re-sign Pascal Siakam if they trade for him. So that was, I guess, beforehand. Mm-hmm. And we heard the opposite from about the Kings, like you said. To your point, too, I think the West Coast is different. It is more competitive, maybe at the small forward, power forward position, right? But more so, if he's on the Pacers, he's getting the ball with Halliburton. Who the hell doesn't want to play with Halliburton right now? Unselfish superstar. Flea's the first person to compare him to Steve Nash. You better start giving credit. We've seen a lot of headlines. We see a lot of how you say, metaphors, phrases you guys are taking. I see it. I hear it. I might start posting y'all, but like they say, you copy the best. You copy what does he say? It's complimentary to copy us or whatever.
Flattery. Imitation is the best form of flattery. Did I say that right?
Thank you.
Somebody let me know in the comments.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect. I stumbled. You saved me, bro.
My brothers, I got y'all. My brothers.
But I think Siakam being on the Pacers, that's an improvement. Like, they were competitive with every single team they played until the Lakers turned it up on them in the in-season tournament. And they're missing a guy like Siakam to run up and down the floor. The dribble handoff, pick and roll will be great for them with Siakam. They don't have a guy that could finish like Siakam, I don't think. Nobody on there. Like, he's a way better version of Obi Toppin. We were liking Obi. Siakam is everything Obi is not within the perimeter. He can't shoot like that. Neither can Obi.
He defends too, Faye. Like, this kid has no problem. See, the other thing people forget, Kawhi could take nights off on the defensive end 4 or 5 years ago as a Toronto Raptor, playing 60-something games, right? And then the games that you do play, you could take nights off on the defensive end because you could throw this young thoroughbred at the best player and let him run up and down and defend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. I like what you're saying with that one.
He's also 29 years old. Like, he's not. I've seen that being reported. He's within their timeline. So you got Halliburton, who's in his early 20s, and a bunch of those guys are lining up. Even Turner, is he the veteran now of the team? I don't know.
You'd have to be.
Maybe. Right? You got, and then come on now, Bruce Brown. We love Bruce Brown, but if we're talking about championship experience, okay, you got that with Siakam and then some. So he just brings a lot more to the table. That's an upgrade, no matter what anyone says. And I think if they're a 4 or 5 team, nobody wants to see them. They give Boston a problem. They give everybody a chance. Who's the only team? Who's the team out east? Who's the team in the east that gives them that? Maybe Philly. Philly's the only team I see that can really counter everything they have because of Embiid, and then they got the scorers around them, and Embiid can get them into foul trouble. But they give everybody a problem. Let's go score 150 points for 7 games. That's what they're gonna go out to do, and they got to play defense and rotate, and it's definitely an upgrade, man.
But see, just like us adding OG, right? Like, we were struggling for like the first half of the season, right? Too on defense, we struggled on defense. We bring OG in, and it's like light switch goes off. Everybody starts defending, and we look totally different on the defensive end. The Pacers lead the league in points per game, but like their head coach says, they can't stop a nosebleed, right? They can't stop nobody. Now you insert a guy that literally wants to play defense. It's not like you're gonna have to ask him, right? Carlisle is a championship bred coach.
Yes.
Pascal, championship bred player. So now you putting those two guys together, right? Along with the brains that Halliburton has. Now you just plug in. You just plug in. I think Mathurin has a high ceiling. I love the fact that they haven't just jumped out there and sent Buddy Hield anywhere. right? You keep that shooter. If you're not going to, you don't have something viable for him, you keep that type of shooter on your team because you need it, right? And then you start looking around at all little pieces. You have Miles Turner, you got OB, you got pieces over there that Aaron Nesmith, this kid, he's playing his ass off, right? I saw him in Boston a couple years ago. I was like, jury's still out on this kid. He's just upped his level of play. Right. Watching them in the in-season tournament, they've struggled a little bit since losing Halliburton, but watching them all the way up until that tournament game in December, I was like, damn, this is a good team. This is a good team.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, this is why I'm so high on it, because when you got two great players, anything can happen. This is why I was so big on Paul's last season when Dallas didn't make the playoffs purposely. It's like, yo, you see what they doing now. When you got two players of that caliber, anything can happen. If you get a Siakam and a Halliburton in the playoff series and they go play out of their mind, sometimes that's all you need. Like I said, great coach, knows how to coach, hell of a coach. Now you have a guy in his prime, a great defender, former champion, who can give you 20 plus a night, give you 30, 40 clip any given night, and you put them next to a superstar. Remember, Fabe, sometimes superstars just need that Robin that's right next to him. So for me, see, only real basketball people like us understand this trade. Other people is going to fly under the radar and they're going to think it's nothing. But remember, this is the perfect time to make these moves because, once again, nobody in the East is playing great basketball. Nobody separate. Like the way I thought Boston, right, kind of a little bit. But I still don't trust them. But for me, Milwaukee and Philly, the way everybody's supposed to separate themselves, they not doing it. And it seems like with Indiana, I got to give props to Halliburton. Y'all been up on him. Y'all was trying to put me on him. And I had to take a little time to check him out, which I knew how good he was. But now seeing how great he is, this is going to be a dangerous team to play in the playoffs. They confident. They all in their prime. They having fun. They got their leader that they want to play with and play for. And they got a great head coach. So to me, they got all the stuff you need to move forward to start talking about title contention. I'm not saying this year, but now you have another team in the league that's one piece away.
I love how there's so much balance, right?
Yes,
across the NBA. When I start looking at, who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody last night, and I was saying that, at one point you could literally pick out 5 to 6 teams that were just flat out bad. Every year you could pick 5 to 6 teams that are just really, really bad. Right now, it's a challenge to get 3 awful teams in the NBA. Washington is awful. Detroit is awful. Portland is awful. After that,
San Antonio, Memphis.
Memphis not
no.
awful. That's
hold on. No, but hold on. But Memphis, Memphis, we know why. Come on, man. Ja Morant is hurt. When he came back, we seen what they was gonna look like.
San Antonio, okay, 4.
Well, you know why I'm agree with San Antonio, but I ain't gonna go
right. But I'm just saying, just think about it. Normally, there's a lot.
I get what you said.
You get when it was just 1 through 8 before the play-in, 1 through 8, and then you look at the bottom half of the league.
Yeah. And
if you didn't make the playoffs, a lot of times you wasn't like, trying to get in there, knocking on the door. You was just dog shit. Right?
I totally get what you're saying because I'm sorry to control because normally Orlando would be trash, Minnesota would be dirt, Utah won't be doing nothing, OKC would be young, but now all these teams actually playing and looking real good. Fabian, your thoughts because you were shaking your head.
No, I disagree with that. I think there's 3 or 4. These teams are bad. Detroit, Portland, Washington. We're forgetting some. Like you said, Memphis. You could see why they were bad. San Antonio. These guys are bad. We don't even know why they're bad.
But Fabian, hold
on. Philly tanked. Philly tanked in 2016, and they weren't this bad. They are like John Hollinger has an article today on The Athletic that details all of this. This is like historically never happened before. Bad. Combined, they're horrible. They got most of their wins from playing each other. Pause. This is how bad those teams are.
But you keep saying Memphis when we know in the beginning of the season they star player missed 25 games and they don't have Steven Adams. And when Ja Morant came back, those couple games, what everybody was saying, yo man, what if he gets them to the playoffs? So we can't really throw Memphis in that. Marcus Smart was hurt, so we can't really do that.
If you could be, what is it, the 10th seed now, you got an opportunity to work your ass off and try to get into the playoffs. But everybody below that is just not good. Look at the standings right now, Fabian. Look at the standings. You can't tell me that aside from the 4 teams that we named, all the rest of the teams that are borderline in the play-in or right outside of it are like legit bad teams. Houston is not a bad team.
Nah, not as bad as I thought they would be.
They're not a bad team. OKC obviously is really good, right? You think about all these other teams. Phoenix is a solid team. Sacramento's a solid team.
Minnesota, Utah, yeah.
All of these teams are good. Like literally, there's 2 teams in the West and 2 teams in the East. 2 teams, Washington, Detroit. Yep. 2 teams in the West,
Portland
and Portland. After that, for me, I'm enjoying. I can sit if Utah played
Charlotte.
I'm gonna sit and watch.
Okay, yeah, Charlotte is bad. Okay, I give you that. I give you that.
Okay,
Charlotte's horrible.
Getting 1 team. Okay, Charlotte.
Okay, and now Golden State is fringe, damn near there.
They're not
like
bad. They're not a bad team.
Golden State is not bad.
Hold on, Fleet. I ain't gonna lie, Fleet.
Not a bad team.
Them niggas is dirt.
Come on, man.
They're not playing well right now. They're not a bad team.
Please.
There's a difference between not playing well and being a shitty team.
Hey,
There's a difference.
Hey, Fleet.
They're a shitty team not playing well.
Listen, no. Hey, Fleet. I'm not gonna lie.
Not rolling.
I put on my story the other day. I was trying to watch the game the other night, right? And when they had everybody in the game except Clay, Curry, I don't even, how we feel about Draymond. I don't even care about Draymond.
Yeah.
But when they had a 5 in there with Kuminga, it was like 4 little light-skinned dudes. I said, wow, I got to give Curry and them more respect. Them other dudes, no ball. I'm not even trying to gas it. If us 3 was in shape, we could have been out there. I don't know how much shape that. If we was in shape, Fleet, Golden State is terrible, bro.
Yeah, I can't. I hear what y'all saying, right? And I understand. I just feel like the roster itself is not a bad roster. Like when I look at San Antonio, that's a bad roster. When I look at Washington, that's a bad roster.
Hey, Fleet.
Nobody's good.
Fleet.
It's good, but you know what I'm saying? Like
no, hold on. No. Me and you gonna settle this tonight.
Fine,
Klay Thompson this season ain't been Klay. Let's be for real.
Not one.
He's actually okay,
right.
but
but that's what I'm saying. Okay, then you got Curry. After that, bruh, it's horrific.
The big drop off.
That's what
Kuminga's good. Kuminga's good, but but he's not. They can't. He can't.
Kuminga need to be in the G League, bro. Kuminga's
no.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
Toronto. Listen. Toronto wanted Kuminga. Yeah, Toronto wanted Kuminga. He's not. If you put Kuminga on the Pacers, it's a whole nother. Like you're gonna see their talents. Like they don't have the ability to do what they wanted to do. This is why going back to the whole
Kuminga's talent.
He's athletic and he finishes at the rim and he plays defense. Actually, him and Wiggins can't play defense together. That's part of the problem.
He's athletic and finishes at the rim. That's his talent.
And he's defensive, but
Kuminga doesn't know how to play basketball yet. Like he's another one of them guys that, for me, that lacks the awareness and IQ and understanding what's going on out there. Cool, you're on the NBA level, so I can't knock your talent and ability. But I'm talking about knowing how to play the game. That's why you could play Draymond over him. That's, Kuminga doesn't play. You say he defends. The reason why Steve can't play him late in fourth quarters is because he doesn't defend, Fabian. You got to play other guys over him because he's lost out there. He's absolutely lost. He's not a bad player, but
he
doesn't finish games.
They didn't choose a timeline. You like these guys. Klay Thompson started off. He got his ass bust, bro, in second, third, and he doesn't. When was the last time he got this much playing time? And that's not even the
how
point.
How long has he been in the league? 'Cause now y'all making. How long he been in the league?
3 years.
3 years.
All right.
But
Niggas borderline to
again, hold on. Well, again, all they ever talked about was Tom Thibodeau's development for the team, and they never referred to Steve Kerr like that because they won. So what was the development? They drafted poorly with Wiseman. That was horrible. That was big time horrible. And with Kuminga, it's like, okay, so why draft him if you're not going to trade him if he can't play now? Like you're saying, Flea, I'll concede everything. But if that means he can't play now. If he's not playing now, then you did a horrible job. That team is horrible, Flea. Presently constructed. The same way the Lakers, and I wanted to say this with Siakam at the Pacers to finish that up. They didn't have anybody else that averaged 20 points per game on the team. He's the only one. He's the only one. So what I'm saying is that Halliburton, he's the only, like when you have a guy like that, he's a system. When you're that good, Shaq, I guess Iverson, LeBron, Mike, all the super duper star legends, Jason Kidd, Magic, Kobe, all these guys, they have a system you can create around them. Who is really the system for Golden State right now? If you don't have anybody that can set these picks for Curry, because I thought the way everybody talks, if he's the ultimate point guard, how come he can't bring the ball up and run an offense? What happened to that? If he's a point guard,
because he's not, because he's just not. Right. I don't subscribe to that. He's a Magic, Jason Kidd, now because of Tyrese Halliburton, Chris Paul type of point guard. He's not that, right? He's literally a guard that we've never seen. We've never seen what he could do before. We've never seen that. We've never seen that. So for me, I just feel like here's my thing with y'all. I fully agree with what y'all saying. Certain teams are bad. For me, I feel like the teams that I'm talking about are playing bad. And at a flick of a switch, an adjustment here, a move there, they completely change. You can't flip no switch with Detroit right now. You can't do it with San Antonio. Neither can you do it with Charlotte, Portland, Washington. There's no switch to flip over there, and they'd be all right. You make some adjustments over in Golden State, they can be a playoff team. We saw that last year.
Wait. Okay. That's the part you got to explain to me. What is going to be the switch to flip? Where does the ceiling come from? It ain't from Draymond. It ain't from Clay. It ain't from Wiggins anymore. Wiggins is good. He's really the guy that once he flipped, that whole team drowned.
We're such a society that is so in the moment. And to be honest with you, last year they won 9 fucking road games. 9. And they were able to get out the first round, win game 7 on the road with practically the same roster they have right now. All I'm saying is that these guys are just playing bad. They're not a bad team. I think that there's a difference. That's all.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to argue that point. I don't want to
call them dirt too. Call them niggas.
No. Because last year they had Jordan Poole.
Okay. That's fair.
But like I said, I've been saying it. They held on to Wiggins too long, and Draymond Green got them hostage. Bro, they got to figure it out.
Too, let me ask you a question, and Fabian too. With Wiggins, if not Steph Curry, with Wiggins being your second best player in that championship run, like how do you not like almost fall in love with the dude, right? How do you not? I'm just asking because
let me explain.
Hold on. I'm laughing because I asked myself, yo, who did they trade Jordan Poole for? And I'm like, oh, hold on. That was a dumbass trade if you didn't flip him for anything. That is awful. That is the key.
Exactly.
Even though Jordan Poole stinks,
some more stuff
the hell?
Some more stuff is gonna come out about that situation.
But please, real quick, the Andrew Wiggins.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, he's always been a little timid, a little shy. People say he never reached his potential. So
number one pick.
Right. So why would I get him and expect him to do any different? So now that you got us the chip, now I know your stocks is up here, bro. I got to get rid of you.
Now you move him. That's fair.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I just know that Draymond is declining defensively, offensively. Whatever he brings you, he's declining. So you got to have something to buffer that. No,
man, You package both of them up. Listen, I've been saying it. Listen, Curry has about 3 more superstar years.
Mm-hmm.
I would keep Clay only because, like I said, they're the Splash Brothers. But if they don't get a big piece, Fleet pause. Once again, Carmelo said it, somebody else said it. Curry may have to think about leaving, bro. Listen, I know it sounds crazy.
I saw Melo say that. I saw Melo say that, and like respectfully, Melo, that can't come from you. 2 different stratospheres.
No, I get it, but lately, have you seen Curry's body language?
1000%.
You think he want to go through this for another 3 years? Let me just finish real quick. Hold on, Fleet.
I got you, because I got a rebuttal for that.
Look at OKC ascending. Look at Minnesota now. Look at the Clippers now. Look at the Joker. These are teams. Joker and them is not getting. They still young. All I'm saying is Curry and them. Listen, bro. This shit is starting to be embarrassing.
I'm the guy that said last year, 2 years ago, maybe, I said when Steph had enough in Golden State, he gonna run his ass right on home and figure out the way to play right next to LaMelo. He gonna run his ass right to Charlotte, end his career right at home, being a spot up shooter. He'll never lose that. He'll never lose the ability to shoot the ball. So he's a guy, right? I'm just saying Charlotte because that's home, right? That's where they from. But think about this. We talk about how Kevin Durant is a guy that you could just plug in to any 30 teams and they'll be fine, right? He could just fit in. Steph, another guy, right? Steph's another guy that as he ages, with just being able to move without the ball, just shoot the ball, catch and shoot, still be able to handle it. Imagine him anywhere else. Like you could plug him in on any other team that needs. Imagine you are up and coming team right now, still looking up at everybody, and y'all are climbing and going through playoff disappointment and just trying to figure out how to put a roster together. And then 36-year-old Steph Curry becomes available, and now you add him just as a piece, as a shooter. He changes life for everybody.
I think if Andre Iguodala, I'm gonna add to the crazy old ball conspiracy. If Andre Iguodala is still in Steph Curry's ear, he's a tech guy. What we talk about, Flea? The new tech capital is Austin, Texas.
It is.
Why don't you just go to Houston, Texas, and you turn that place upside down? Because the taxes are different. Got a crazy coach. The culture is different. They're really a couple pieces away. You bring in Clay over there. Along with that, nobody talks about this. I can't believe nobody's talking about this. These players are allowed to own part of the team now. What's stopping Steph Curry from, like you said, AllBall, to join any team and buy a piece of it? Because he could own the Golden State Warriors and play for Houston if he wanted to. But if you're Steph and you bring all that cachet with you, why wouldn't I go to the Rockets, have a nice little young team like that, spring them back up, and really bring the value up? Because remember, he made Under Armour. He made the Golden State Warriors. Why not make the Rockets rocket? I love I thought it was impossible.
It got to make sense. Not saying
Right.
I'm saying that whatever he does after Golden State, like that got to make sense.
Right, but remember, his father's around. Like he has a great business team. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't make moves that are just. You could tell even playing. Imagine playing alongside Draymond. You got to be a real like a dude. Like, all right, bro. Okay, yeah, Dre. Yeah, you're right. Disciplined kid, man.
Let me tell y'all something before we get to this next topic. Look at that. Crazy. It's 2 places that I think Curry and Clay, I know I hate it. It's 2 places that I think Curry and Klay Thompson should go to together. And it would make history. And that's what I'm about. I'm about, guys, big shout out to Alexander Acker, man. Like he said.
Say this to y'all on screen.
Thank you.
Conversation. Hell of a job by my brothers Fabian and two.
Oh,
y'all took that interview. I've watched it now 3 times already. Like,
wow. Thank you.
Thoroughly enjoyed that conversation. I haven't got a chance to tell y'all in front of everybody.
Thank you, man. Appreciate. I know how you are. So when you say stuff like that, thank you.
That was excellent. And I need y'all to do that some more often, man, because y'all really did that.
Oh yeah. Well, this Friday I gotta confirm we should be having my guy Keith Kloss. So I'm gonna confirm that tomorrow. But
thank you for that, and thank you to Alex Acker for being that cool.
Yeah,
he makes it easier, to be honest with you. He's not,
super
he
cool.
wasn't a flake about it, wasn't a stiff. Yeah, amazing. I love that.
I know we was talking about something, but like y'all know that's my lane, right? And conversations, interviewing, things like that. And what you said, Fabian, is so true. What makes it so easy and effortless and allow it to flow is that the person that you're having a conversation with, if they cool, if they invested in what you're doing, they're gonna make it that much easier, man. I know it's night and day conversations with people that just showing up just to show up, and people that are like, I fuck with what you're doing, and I want to contribute to what you're doing. It's just it's so different. So
facts.
I know I told y'all offline, but I wanted to tell y'all in front.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate that.
It's true. And one thing he said, guys don't want to take the challenge. This is what I want to see Steph and Clay do, whether it's possible or not. Either go to my Knicks and do something that has never been done, or the team in Texas, not Houston, go over there in San Antonio with Wembanyama and do something crazy. See, my thing is this. Go to where there's help that's needed and make history. I'm tired of people going to LA. I'm tired of people going to Brooklyn. I'm tired of people going to the teams that's been getting the proper help for the last 30 years. Go somewhere where you're going to do something, then when your career is over, you know what they're going to say. And big shout out to LeBron James, because Acker said it, and I got to give props on that. LeBron took the challenge, went to Cleveland, and did that thing. Mm-hmm. Giannis stuck it out in Milwaukee where people basically were telling him he needed to get out of there, stuck it out, took the challenge, and won the chip. All I'm saying is do something great. So when your career is over, they go, yo, man, they went here and did this. So for me, I think those two places, if Curry and Clay go to, and they win a championship, that might be better than what they did in Golden State.
You saying San Antonio? Which other place?
Or New York, the Knicks.
One thing with the Knicks is, will we trade Brunson?
No. What I'm saying is, whatever has to be done. I don't care what we got to do. Whether they walk, I'm just saying, for me, Curry and Clay, I need to see them ride off into the sunset. We can laugh about LeBron's tenure in LA, but he got a chip.
Fact.
I do not want to see Curry and Clay go out like this. I don't. It's for some reason I don't feel bad about nobody. But for some reason, dudes is good guys. They play the game the right way. They don't get in no trouble. They do not deserve to go out like this. They are horrific right now. No,
if they just gave dude $100 million for the next 4 years, if they got him the fuck out of there,
exactly, Flea,
there would be. Let's be honest about this. The only reason Kevin Durant is not a Golden State Warrior anymore is because of Draymond Green. Like, let's be honest. Like, cut all the bullshit.
They don't have Jordan Poole because of Draymond Green.
He won back-to-backs, right? They won back-to-backs. They were literally in the finals again. Could have won 3 in a row. Clay gets hurt. KD gets hurt. We know what happened. But what I'm saying is that let's run it back because now I'm healthy. Let's run it back, right? Let's run it back and get back into the finals and kill in 2020. That was the bubble. We come back. We kill you niggas. Kill who? LeBron and who? Bye. Gone. In 5. Right? So what I'm saying is you got 4 out of the deal. Y'all did great. But what I'm saying, like, that could be different. We could be talking about 5, 6, 7, like that, like Braun did on that stage. Yep. Not 5, not 6, not 7.
Yeah.
Golden State didn't even have to say that, and they could have potentially, put that together. Like, so y'all just paid that dude $25 million a year for the next 4 years to do what?
Yeah.
I'm serious though. I'm watching, I like to listen to him talk because he talks well, and I enjoy some of the things he has to say. So I was listening to him today, and I'm like, Two, that nigga old.
Nigga's dirt, bro.
That nigga is old, bro.
He's dirt.
I'm looking at him. I'm like, yo,
He
this
look
nigga is
old. Yo, he look old. He sound old. His play on the court look old. He dirt, bro.
$100 million for the next 4 years to do what?
And y'all ain't gonna want to play Clay. I can't wait to see how this play out. I can't wait.
He's gonna walk.
I can't wait because when you let him walk, you know what you telling Steph Curry?
Yeah, the hell with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fabian, that dude is gonna walk, Fabe. Clay Thompson, he's gonna walk. They're not gonna move him before the deadline.
I wish y'all would tell me y'all not gonna pay me the max, but y'all give Draymond Green the money. Okay.
Image goods too. ACL, Achilles.
Man, listen. Nah, man. Listen.
He's shooting it. This is some of his worst shooting of his career.
Hey, Fabian, what I always say, who's Steph Curry's protector? Y'all keep saying Draymond. It's Klay Thompson. Who guards the guards that don't nobody want to guard?
Not no more.
Oh, no, I understand all that.
I know in the prime, yeah. And they, yeah.
All I'm saying.
Go ahead, Fabe.
No, I was gonna say the Raptors up by 35 points on the Miami Heat, 33 points after trading Siakam.
What?
First half?
Yeah.
Is the superstar Jimmy Butler playing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Bam is playing. Hero's playing.
Hero, everybody playing?
Yeah.
Two, let me say this to you. We ain't got to spend no time here. We ain't got to spend no time here. You propped up that nigga all the way up to the ceiling. All the way up. Top 5. He's top 5 in the game. He's top 5. He's a superstar. All of this, right? Look, he doesn't play in the regular season.
But hold on, but where's Miami at in the standings right now?
They're like probably 5, 6.
No. Because Indiana's 5. I think we 6.
It's been fluctuating the last couple of days.
I know, because we got the same record as Indiana.
Yeah.
No, we don't. Miami's 24-16 in 5th place. Indiana's 20. We're tied with Indiana 23-17 with 6th and 7th.
Fabian, why you
hold on. Miami's in 5th place?
Yeah.
That's why you can't say nothing, Fleet. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Bam is playing out of his mind this year.
Tyler Hero, they all balling. Can
you tell me, real quick, Fabe, can you pull up Jimmy? What has he done this year? How many games has he played? I don't even really care about the averages, about the counting numbers. I just like to know how many games he's played, how many minutes a game does the dude play, and what is his shooting percentage from the field?
He's averaging 21 a game. He has played in 25 games.
Okay.
47%, 37% from 3, 5 rebounds a game, 4 assists, 1 steal.
25 games out of how many?
Probably 35.
What did we say they were? 24 and 16. Damn. So he missed like 15 games.
Yeah. He's missed a handful.
Half the season so far.
So hold on a second. He's 47 from the field, 37 from 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, when he's out
there, is crazy though. That means the most you can play is 67 at this point. Like that's weird, man.
I just brought him up because they've like figured out a formula over there, which they kind of coast through the regular season. Go ahead, Fabe.
He hasn't played over 65 games since 2016-17 season.
That sounds right.
Wow.
64 games, 57, 52, 58, 65. Or maybe this is a total.
I don't like that.
But don't get me wrong, though, too, because I understand, right? We rant and rave over Joel Embiid from October all the way up until May. And then May and June, where's Joel, right? So it's really kind of the flip with Jimmy. All season long, he kind of coasts. He's there. He's available when he wants to be. Right. But then April, May, June, he's a different player. That playoff Jimmy shit is real. Like, so I get what you're saying. I would just like him to assert himself in the regular season to let people know, like, yo, I'm one of them guys. Like, I'm one of them.
Yeah. Real quick before we laugh at your man. What is y'all take on How does Indiana getting Siakam affect our Knicks? Y'all opinion? Should we be worried?
Go ahead, Fabian.
Well, we should the last time we spoke, we were talking about Julius Randle versus Siakam. I don't think Siakam would have made us better because of our style. You know what I mean? Like I don't see it getting better or worse. I just see it being even. But I think it affects it in the offseason if we can't go after Embiid and Siakam. But that was the tandem that I saw. And then with Julius Randle, it's like, so who are we going to trade for? Who are we going after in the offseason? Because they could throw him the max over in Indiana, and then Julius Randle slumping the way that he has been. He's doing all right tonight. 5 of 10 from the field. I was just looking at it. 5 of 10 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3.
Houston, right, Fabian?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has 14 points. But again, it goes back to what we've said. When people tell us, Julius Randle's the best player on the team, it's like talent-wise, yeah, skill-wise, he lacks all the intangibles, and Brunson has all the intangibles. He's just a little dude. When he's back on the court, it feels like everything is back in place. And I think the Siakam thing totally affects that, because now we see that's what Toronto was asking for. That means they were asking for 3 first-round draft picks, and we weren't giving that up. Not for Siakam, because he's not an MVP candidate, which is what is above Julius Randle. So at least we know what we're willing to trade for. I think that Toronto's showing their hand by doing all this, and it'll be tough to go after Siakam in the offseason. We got to figure out something else. Maybe they're holding all these picks for the Embiid and Giannis move.
I don't know. It don't move me too much. The biggest thing I like about this move for Indiana is, and I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but that gives them another ball handler too. Like Siakam is a guy that you could put the ball in his hands. He can create. He can create for everybody else. So Halliburton is not the only creator anymore, right? Like you could run offense through Siakam and get Halliburton to get into some other action and really see some other parts to his game that we might not even know that he has. We might not know how Halliburton plays off the ball. He might not be good, but he might be great. We don't know, but we got another guy there that can handle the ball. For me though, I don't think it makes them better than the Knicks. Still think there's a couple of guys on our roster, not a couple, a bunch of guys on our roster that playoff experience, been there before, so when we do get back into that fire, we know how hot it gets. Indiana, I'm not sure if they know how hot it gets. Their coach does, but he ain't playing. The guys on the floor, I don't know. Halliburton, this will be his first time, playing in some meaningful basketball games. Buddy Hield, Mathurin, Miles Turner, all of these guys, right? Fairly young, fairly inexperienced in the playoffs. Miles been there a few times. So I'm talking about the head of the snake. Halliburton has never been there. Jalen Brunson has been in the conference finals playing against Steph Curry. So, I feel like we're gonna be all right. It's an upgrade for Indy, but I feel like we'll still be just a tad bit better than them.
Well, for me, I respect all y'all opinions. Him going to the Pacers makes me nervous. If we meet them in the playoffs, they can possibly beat us. Like that's a legit. I didn't feel like that before. Now with them with Siakam, to me, that's another team in the East that's a threat to us. They have some rumors that the Atlanta Hawks, the DeJounte Murray trade is Grimes, Fournier, and 2 first-round future picks, which I think is too much for DeJounte Murray. Let me ask y'all a question. What would you have given up for Siakam? Do you think Mitchell Robinson, Fournier, Grimes, all right, bunk it, 3 picks. Why we couldn't have did that deal without giving up Randle?
I think Fabian alluded to it earlier. We just flat out didn't want to do it. Like we kind of showed what we are willing to do. Like the deal that you just brought up for DeJounte Murray. that's an upgrade to a position that we need to upgrade to right now.
Yes.
Or I wouldn't turn my nose to an upgrade at that position, right? Last episode 2 was talking about us struggling or us being, not as good at the shooting guard position. You was mentioning that, talking about Levine, talking about DeRozan, talking about anybody that we could upgrade that position. So now you give up Grimes, who I just looked at it last night. Shout out to Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes almost shot 50, 40, 90 last year. Like, Quentin Grimes had a hell of a season last year. It's playing well for us this season, but, is a nice piece for somebody to pick up a shooter, right, a capable defender, right? So Toronto would have added that. They would have added Fournier. They would have probably waived Fournier. And then, like Messiah is doing right now, just stockpiling picks. So I would have felt more comfortable doing that deal for Siakam than I would doing it for DeJounte. Because DeJounte's locked in. If we make that deal, DeJounte is coming and he's here to stay. It's Brunson, DeJounte, Julius, Mitch, and OG for the foreseeable future. Like, that's who we rolling with going forward. DeJounte's signed that deal, so ain't no wiggle room. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we going forward with. So, that's a lot. Not a lot. I would rather have made that move for Siakam than making it for DeJounte. But,
I don't think Siakam and Randle can play on the same team together. That's like a right-handed Barrett with Randle. Because Randle, he just can't. He's gonna stop the ball. And Siakam, and you could, how did the Raptors look with Kawhi when they won the championship? They shared the ball out. We had 2 point guards with Kyrie and Kyle Lowry and Van Fleet. They were getting the ball around. OG wasn't even healthy, right? He was injured. But I don't think Siakam and Randle mix together like that. That's not going to work. None of them can really shoot threes consistently enough and open the floor for one another. But I misunderstood your question though. AllBall.
Hey James, gonna work in LA. I'm just saying, bro. You got an opportunity to upgrade and get a great player. I'm being honest. It's at a point now where you got to take a chance, man. We can't just keep, like I said, I'm just saying, if the opportunity is there, listen, man, you see what teams is doing. Everybody's upgrading.
His playmaking ability is so underrated that I think he could have played next to a Julius Randle. Like, I hear what you're saying, Fabian, but I really disagree on him being anything like RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, to me, is not a playmaker. He's not a guy that's going to get everybody involved. You could literally hand the ball to Pascal Siakam and say, yo, go initiate the offense. Gary Trent Jr., you go stand in the corner. Fred VanVleet, I'm a find you. Like, a lot of times in a lot of those series, Siakam was the primary ball handler. Fred was a nigga that you going to throw it to the wing and he going to get busy. You going to throw it to Gary Trent Jr., he going to knock down a shot. Kawhi, here, take us home. Kyle Lowry, Danny Green. On that team, like, there wasn't a lot of guys that, here, handle the ball. Kyle Lowry, yes. But, like, not a lot of guys that's going to handle the ball and create for everybody else. Siakam can do that. So that's why I felt like, he could play next to Julius. Is that the perfect match, Fabian? Hell no. But
no, I think that's the problem. I think Julius Randle will think he's Kawhi. Like, that's my beef. Like, he's the guy, you got to get rid of him. Like, look, we were singing his praises. We trying to make that chip look as great as possible every game. Dude, like, we're just, you left CAA last summer. The writing's on the wall. We know what's going on here. He's the guy. He is our DeMar DeRozan. Get you out of here. We need the upgrade. We don't want to change the core. And, Josh Hart playing too many minutes. We do need, I didn't want to show you this guy, because you mentioned it before, right? Terry Rozier would prefer to join the Miami Heat, as per Jake Fisher. Terry Rozier's strong play has made the combo guard a more viable trade candidate than ever at $24 million average salary. His known preference is Miami. So we like that as an option also. Those are the guys we need, because we need another ball handler, and that is evident. That's what we need. I don't want Julius Randle on that damn ball. It's just not. And RJ did do that for us with the second unit. Granted, I didn't think it was, the greatest, but we had somebody there to spell the team. Siakam could have done that too, been with the second unit. You know what I mean? Because I don't want Randle out there with the second unit. He's just
but hold
that
on,
guy.
but even without the second unit, with Brunson, you could put the ball in Siakam hands, and Brunson can rest a little bit on offense instead of exerting all his energy. Remember, the second ball handler is Julius Randle. So for me, it ain't about the second, the guys he played with off the bench. No, Siakam, like I said, just imagine you got Brunson, Siakam, OG, Randle, Hartenstein. You still got coming off the bench, DiVincenzo, Hart. And we got the other big guy. I'm just saying, for me, our Knicks, I just hope we're not getting complacent and just okay with being good when we have an opportunity to upgrade, bro. Yeah, chill. Know what I'm saying?
God damn, too. We just traded for OG and Anunoby.
Yeah, and Fleet, and then Indiana goes and trade for Siakam. What we doing?
God damn.
Yeah, but you can't see that's when we go. That's the bipolarity of us Knicks fans. Like that again, it has to be about fit. OG fit this team, and clearly they wanted way more to get that tandem. And we saw OG and Siakam in Toronto. Once again, what did that really do for them? They were out of the playoff. They're out of the playoff picture, right? With that tandem.
They didn't have Brunson.
Oh, that's fine, but now you need to bring them with Brunson. But we don't have. They didn't offer us that. Like it's not realistic. Three first round draft picks. Siakam's the guy that they're imagining being the number one MVP candidate. That's what they're going after. I'm way more satisfied with collecting as much first round picks as possible because even again we keep underrating the Minnesota Timberwolves trading for Gobert. Like we all laughed at it. I definitely laughed at it.
It looks better now because they're a year in, right? They took some lumps. They got knocked out in the playoffs last year. They right back to it, and they're the best defensive, one of the best top 2 defensive team in the league. Have the best record in the Western Conference. People don't want to see them on a night in, night out basis, right? He got Cat right next to him who woke up. I don't see him running around with that little light skin broad no more. So hopefully he's playing good. He's playing basketball again. And then Ant Edwards, y'all know how I feel about Ant Edwards. So
yeah, good.
No, I'm just saying that deal. All of us were laughing at that deal. Oh, Danny Ainge, he fleeced Minnesota. Minnesota's gonna be fine.
Yeah, but until Minnesota makes a deep playoff run, that trade is laughable. I'm sorry.
We'll see.
They won one game in the playoffs last year where they could have been swept. So this year, if they don't get out the first round, or if they don't have a competitive second round where it go game 7 and somebody got to go crazy to beat them, until that happens, that trade is still laughable. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's fair, but I guess what I meant, just to add on to what I'm saying, it fits their timeline and their style of play. You got Josh McDaniels, Ant-Man. Conley's known to being a defender back in the day. High IQ guys. Cat helps Cat out, defend easier. I'd rather, again, go after Gafford. They threw Capella out there now, Flea. And you and Dom told me that Clint Capella is not the guy. He's not anywhere near what he was before. So when I saw that report, I got nervous. What do you think about Capella right now?
I did a deep dive on that after we said that, just because I didn't feel comfortable. After I said it, I was like, I don't feel right. Clint, I know we rant and rave about Mitchell. Clint Capella is the best offensive rebounder in the league right now. Like, Mitch is great. Clint is right there with him. So, and I didn't know that. You know what I mean? I wasn't aware of that. I had to really sit down and take a look at what he's been doing, you know what I mean? Obviously, Atlanta is underachieving in my opinion, but Clint hasn't been like awful, right?
And he's a better shot blocker.
Right. I had to take a look and was like, is he awful? Maybe we just got spoiled because guess what? He still should be giving James Harden some of his salary because Harden turned him into, one of them guys that you want a rim runner, a shot blocker, a guy that you can actually keep on the floor. So
yeah.
But that's why, again, going back to the style. Okay, so Capella, if he's going by what you say, he fits Thibodeau's style. Going after Gafford to me is like replacing what Taj Gibson was. At least he's trying to make the whole Bulls again. Okay, we got our Luol Deng. Let's get our Taj Gibson, and you're looking to compete until we can. All the Chicago Bulls were missing even 10 years ago, 13 years ago, was that one guy. Boozer was supposed to be that guy, But imagine they had a Mario with like a Mario being a Mario, or if Melo said, you know what, I'm going to Chicago.
Let Jimmy Butler off the leash a little earlier, Tom Thibodeau, and maybe, just maybe, again, maybe Jimmy's not ready yet, but you let him off the leash a little earlier, you might see something different. I don't know.
Going back to that, but that's what I mean by that. Like, Siakam is great, don't get me wrong, but if it costs 3 first-round draft picks, why not hold on to that and maybe use one of them to get the, you know how I feel about this, Flea. We sneak a Mark Williams trade in there with Rozier. Mark Williams would be ridiculous. That's the dream for me. On the low, rookie guy, young guy, he hurt his back. I'm not feeling that, but he's insurance for Mitchell Robinson. Let's face it, he's injury prone. The fact that they say they're not looking for another 7-footer on the market anymore because they're waiting for him to come back for the playoffs. Y'all are crazy. That's crazy. Off of a surgery? Nah, man, he barely moves well. No, Mark Williams move. He springs up there. Capella, I didn't know if he still can spring like that. But that's what you want with that Thibodeau, especially coming off the bench. Hartenstein needs a damn break. He's going to need a break soon.
He's played, but can we just show him a little bit of love, man? He's played outstanding.
Yes.
Like,
big shot.
I know that he could protect the rim the way he does. I didn't know that he could rebound the way he does. Obviously, you give a guy a couple more minutes in the game and you're going to get to see exactly his whole package. Pause. But it's like, yo, this guy rebounds. This guy defends the rim and jumps out. Like when he jumps out there on pick and rolls and he's like hedging on screens and shit like that and make sure that the guard can get back on his play. I'm like, what the? I didn't know Hartenstein can move the puppies like that. I said, oh shit, okay.
And again, so the home run is a home run. But again, I'm a fan of taking a base, taking a pitch, getting a first, getting a double. I think the Mark Williams type, those guys, you know, especially with the teams like the Charlotte Hornets, not take advantage of them, but even the Wizards, like the Gafford deal, and they're cheap. Like, I'd rather imagine you have a second unit with one of those two guys. Now you make OG's going to play with one of those, at least Hartenstein or a Mark Williams, at least a Hartenstein or a Gafford. That makes it easier for OG. Now you can't rotate off of him. Are you crazy? That makes it like there's nothing like having a point of attack and a shot blocker. Nothing like that.
Yo, we need two things. We need to do a drop of you saying, are you crazy? That's your line. You say that all the time. I love it. And secondly, two wants to go back to the 98 Major League Baseball season. He just wants everybody to hit home runs. He wants everybody to hit home runs. He said, Knicks, y'all niggas go up the bat. I fuck a single, fuck a double. I need home runs. Mark McGuire, Sosa this shit, man.
Fleet, because it's about progress, man. I'm not trying to have us go back to the second round. And nah, man.
I'm with you.
Yeah, come on. Next, you know, we stockpiling draft picks and we keeping the same team and everybody else is making moves and trying to, like, nah, bro. Like, come on, man. We hit 2 home runs. We could, why not hit another one? We hit home run with Brunson. We just hit a home run with OG. Nah, bro. Stay on their neck. We can hit another home run. It doesn't mean it has to be a super duper star, but look what Fabian saying. Look what you brought up with Terry Rozier. So I'm saying there's doubles and triples we could hit. Like, we can't just stay because, once again, Orlando and now what Indiana did, bruh, they are a threat to us. They are legit threats.
And that's I'm sorry, that's the key against Indiana. None of them average 10 rebounds, not even 9. Siakam might this year. So if you bring in Hartenstein, Randle, and then the Mark Williams or Gafford, 2 out rebound them, Capella. Now we got somebody. Now we got a big Capella's sturdy, experience at least wise. That's what we need in the playoffs to top. Even Boston, you got out rebound them. We got out rebound them. That's our game.
And some of these moves we can get for cheap. You can, like we have assets, we have draft picks. So I'm saying, like you said, if we can get, like I said, if we get rid of which I love Grimes, but if we gotta, like I said, even we can do a swap. Or like you said, take 48 2 picks, give us Terry Rozier. Take this, give us that guy. All right, we ain't gotta hit the we ain't gotta hit the home run. We can hit in the park home run. We can hit a double or a triple. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I feel you. I think from the vantage point of the Knicks front office, which sometimes I try to figure out what the hell they're doing. Sometimes I'm like, oh, are we on the same page? And then they do something. I'm like, what the fuck y'all doing? But you know, chemistry matters, right? We've been building this thing the last couple of years, right? We was able to, you know, go get Julius Randle from New Orleans, right? That wasn't the biggest splash, but that's the splash that we had. That was for us. We turned this guy into a 2-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA player, right? So all I'm saying is like we steadily putting this thing together,
right,
in the right guys and the right pieces that elevate our chemistry. Like Josh Hart comes in last year. We get Josh Hart, we win 9 in a row. Y'all remember that?
yeah.
We traded for Josh Hart and almost went on a 10-game win streak, right? We trade for OG, we go on a 5-game win streak, right? We get DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo might be shooting the best he's shot in his career. Like, I'm just saying that you getting pieces and you getting guys, and it's adding to the chemistry of what we got right now. With home runs, sometimes, you know, you got to take a step back to go forward. You got to lose 5 in a row when you get James Harden to now win 10 out of 13 or now be top 4 in the Western Conference, right? So with what Fabian's saying, the little singles and doubles,
Right.
those usually don't affect chemistry. Those usually plug and play guys.
But
and big dogs, you know, it takes a second.
But before we get to this last topic real quick, remember, those little singles and doubles, those little moves, it also makes it attractive to the superstars or the all-stars in the upcoming season. Because like I say, these super duper stars, they're looking for places to go. I just want to be able to go in there and we getting over the hump. And when you have that already in place, like I said, now people say what they want. Players, look at Halliburton. Now I want to play over there. Son, get that ball up. They just got Siakam. Wow. I go over there.
How do I get there?
Right.
How do I get over the end?
So right. So that's what I'm saying. So now with the Knicks, it's like, yo, like I said, you get a Williams, you get a Rozier, you get a this. Now you got guys like Embiid and Clay or whoever going. Well, now all I gotta do is go over there and do my part. I ain't gotta do all that extra. And they look like they want to move into the right direction. And like guys want to know we compete for titles. A lot of these super duper stars, but they ain't compete to go to the second round into the conference finals.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. So So for me, I just, like I said, I just think there's still some moves we can make without losing anything, without giving up all our draft picks. I'm saying go for it. That's all.
Wait till y'all see this sequence with OG Garden and Sengun. Blocked them, stripped them the next. Amazing.
Yeah, go on, sit in that chair, Jay.
He put him in the electric chair, Flea. You heard me?
Get out of here.
Pacers still got. We want to go to some comments real quick.
Yeah, because we got about 8 minutes, 1:15 minutes. We giving them 15 minutes overtime, baby.
Yep.
Pacers still got pieces for another move that was extremely cheap for an all-star, but you also have to give him another contract. It's time. The four sportsmen talk. The Pacers can beat the Bucks in the playoffs. I agree.
Turbo.
They did pretty decent after Kawhi, though. Rajakovic. I think that's who.
Rajakovic. There we go.
Darko Rajakovic. Yo, what's up, Busy? 3 picks was a lot for Siakam. I thought he was going to be a better team and with title contention. The Pacers are the kings of the East.
Slow down, Turbo. Slow down.
That makes sense.
Turbo be knowing this stuff, though. Big shout out, Turbo.
Big shout out to Turbo.
D-Money Dave Bleeds was going on. Yeah, International Dave is Dave Bleeds.
My God.
All balls suckers. Land 216.
Already know.
Siakam more reliable than Randle.
Agreed.
Lots of parity in the league. The talent pool is crazy good in the NBA. You didn't mention Detroit. It's 5, which is a lot more than trend in recent years. Memphis, not that horrible, even without all those injuries. They left with only Triple J and Luke Kennard from their rotation last year. Even with all those injuries. Golden State is horrible. Kuminga can get out the break more than a younger team.
Oh,
the younger team.
These comments are from that comment. Okay.
Yeah, Warriors are older team. He's a transition player. Halliburton, a true playmaker. Kuminga will thrive in Indy. Yep. Salute, fellas. Go Clips. What's up, Pagan? 5 teams in NBA. Right. Since 2016, only 1 team, last year Spurs with 10.1, lost by worse than 10 points per game. This year we got 5. Hornets, Wizards, Pistons, Portland, Spurs. Yeah. Stop putting Golden State next to these teams. Golden State They also gave a pick too.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. I can't put Golden State next to them. Not yet.
Stockzinho, it's time, brother. Curry don't have 3 more superstar years. And just like that, I remember AllBall have Brunson as a superstar. So yeah, 3 it is. Good day, fellas. Robert Paulson, what's going on? I think he has a different name on Twitter because he sent us a link for when Homeboy got booed at Jordan's thing. Jordan ceremony, like 94. They booed Jerry Krause in 94.
Yeah. I love it.
Yo, what did he do?
Yo,
every time AllBall moves his hand, it's like he's doing street magic.
Big shout out, man. Go on, man.
Shout out to Robert Paulson for that one. That was good.
Braun and AD got the LA chip, but Steph and them boys got another chip out of the same conference in 2022. The problem is Steph is riding with the same old guys, whereas Braun moves on when his main running mates start becoming washed. Give Steph and AD a prime running mate.
Anthony Davis only 30.
Plays.
Yo.
Dime dropper.
Look, I just got back. Yo, I got some stories to tell you before we get into whatever else. Dude, I was just in the gym, right, from my school, and Rip Hamilton's son was on the 7th grade team. So Rip Hamilton was there, and it's crazy because you have all these kids that were born in the early 2010s, and they have no idea who he is. So, so great. So I make a big mistake that I haven't had my business cards on me like the last couple of weeks. So I can be like, yo, this is my thing. I told him what I do. I said, I do basketball history content. And I told him, I said, man, I did not have the appreciation for your team when I was young. I thought you guys were boring, but now I can watch you guys all day. And he's like, your basketball mind had to mature, huh? I said, yeah. And I said, when I think of that left to right curl, man, that's all you. His son was by far the best player. I mean, I would keep an eye out for him in the high school game, but yeah, man, really nice guy. Now I've met 2 of those starting 5, but Tayshaun Prince wasn't as friendly. He was a scout for the Grizzlies, and I saw him at Pepperdine one time, and he just he gave me a what's up, but on some what's up, I'm talking to someone, leave type thing, whereas Rip, he really talked to me. I told him I did history stuff, and then I saw Chris Paul's son. He played the 8th grade game, and Zuri James pulled up for the season because LeBron lives really close to the school coach.
LeBron's daughter, right?
Yeah, he pulled up to see Chris Paul's kid, and man, little Chris has gotten so big now. He's good. He had an off game, but he's got a good handle. He has that same leadership like his dad. Like he was telling everybody where to go. So man, it's kind of surreal seeing little Chris not so little anymore. So
wow.
Yeah, what you guys been talking about though?
Well, it's good to see you, Don.
Oh, it's good, man. I can be on for another 20, 30 minutes. You guys are talking about Siakam trade. What's everybody's thoughts on that?
I love it.
For who? For both?
Yeah, I love it for Toronto, but like I was telling them, that's a major threat to my Knicks. If we meet them in the playoffs, I'm a little nervous. I think they will be, of course I'm going with my Knicks, but they will be able to beat us, man.
Yeah, they have a real star around Halliburton now, which is great. And do you think that everybody was saying, trading for Siakam is a risk because he's a free agent? They've gave up 3 first-round picks. Do you think you're saying it's got to be some kind of agreement that he's going to stay? I mean, it's a small market team. Like, how many people re-sign in Indiana?
But they could back the Brinks truck up for him.
Exactly.
Right. And you have a good chance to win going forward with Halliburton.
Right. They could give him the most money. I thought it was a little expensive, right? Like 3 first-round picks, for a young team.
And Bruce Brown, who just got there, man. That's tough business, man.
Bye. They realized that they paid him a lot of money.
Exactly.
For what
he's a good player, though.
You got
a year for what he was doing?
How much?
23? Over 20 million.
I feel like we can find such worse. I feel like we can find such worse contracts today, though, Flea.
No, that's true. That's true.
It's tradable. That's how they were able to get Siakam. Like you signed Bruce Brown in order to get Siakam. That's a pretty good deal.
3 first-round picks though, leaving though, Fabian.
That probably was, that was the thought. I feel like that's how it would be for us. I feel like if we do go out and go get DeJounte, that DeJounte is just the piece for us to go get Donovan Mitchell next year. Like I think that's how that would work out. Okay, we get him, We locked in with him, but now he's the piece that could go get us Spider.
What do you guys think of Toronto's side of things? You know, they got a pretty good haul out of this, I'd say. I mean, Bruce Brown can help them now, but like Jordan Nwora, I don't know nothing about him. 3 first-round picks. They said it's the lowest pick, though. It's Indiana's pick this year, which will probably fall around like 16, 17, 18, I think, right? And then you get the lowest pick from like the Clippers. I forget which one the teams were listed as. The Clippers were one of them. And I don't know. Do you know, Fabian?
I looked it up, but I thought it was all Indiana. So if they're gonna be like, remember, Indiana's gonna be in contention. I don't know whose pick they had that was gonna be like. They don't have the Washington Wizards first round draft pick. You know what I'm saying?
They have 3 first-round picks this year, though. This in the first round, I believe. It's their own pick. Toronto's pick. I'm sorry. We're talking about Toronto, right? That has the picks. Yeah. Toronto has their own pick, then Indiana's pick, and then they have another pick that they just got from the Pacers. I think it's the lowest, though. It's going to be like if it's the Clippers, if the Clippers are the best team listed there, then it's probably going to – I think we'll finish like a top 5 or 6 record in the league. It'll probably be like the 24th or 25th pick.
So it's the picks being sent from Indiana to Toronto are a 2024 first round pick protected 1 through 3. OKC's 2024 first round selection.
That's the pick swap, though. They can choose to swap it with the Clippers.
Worst of Houston, Utah, Oklahoma City, and the Clippers. So that's 4 teams, and the Pacers, and all 4 teams are in contention. The Jazz, and the Jazz is the most of the surprising team of the year, right? In a good way.
Well, I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are the most surprising team in the league.
Jazz started like dog shit, and they've completely turned it around.
Right. Should we give Colin Sexton a shout out? Oh, I wanted to talk about this on Sunday. We didn't get to it. How's the Donovan Mitchell trade looking now? Because Colin Sexton and Lauri Markkanen are putting on a show right now in Utah. And the Cavs, they're actually playing pretty well without Mobley and Garland. I think Donovan Mitchell's not being talked about enough how well he's playing again this season. But what do you guys think? Is it a win-win? Are we looking like someone got the better of – because last year we were saying the Cavs won, but –
Well, until the Utah Jazz – I mean, when Donovan was with Utah, they was one of the best teams in the West with good records and getting to the playoffs. So until Utah do that, I'm not. To me, Cleveland won the trade.
Fair enough. They just have a lot of picks coming though.
And Lauri might not even be a Jazz by the time the season is over. So if that's the case, like it's like, you know, the A's got another plan going on. We can't gauge that trade yet. I think, you know, once he completes what he's trying to do over there, then we could go back and look and say, this was good, this wasn't good. But
let me say this real quick. Sorry to cut you off. Dom asks about Toronto, right? Now, this is a bit much, but I'm going to go there. You saw Jury. In another year or two, he can have picks, players, but he can make another Kawhi Leonard move, bro. Toronto was, listen, man, they're starting to be, and all I'm going to say is this. Giannis is unhappy. Me and Fabian spoke about this. If Embiid don't get to the chip, he's going to be unhappy. There's going to be some star players that's not going to have no problem being on the move. That's all I'm saying. And teams with all these picks and these players, they're going to have an opportunity to get them. And even if it's a one-year rental like Kawhi Leonard, and they can get you to the promised land, I'm just saying.
But I think the team with the best the team with the best group of draft picks is probably the Jazz and OKC. So that's what I'm like. And OKC is right on the doorstep of what they just need. They go after a Clint Capella. They go after the Mark Williams and say, here's 5 draft picks. Give me Capella or Mark Williams.
Oh, as a backup big for Chet?
It's over. Now backup big. Well, Chet is small, bro. He's light in the ass.
Oh, you want to get a center and play Chet at the 4 is what you're saying.
They need a rebound. Oklahoma City gets out-rebounded. The Pacers get out-rebounded.
So when you make no OKC, no championship contender.
I'm talking about you just brought up Toronto with these draft picks. They're not closer than OKC, Minnesota, and the Jazz on the same breath as Toronto.
Minnesota gave up their picks for Gobert, though.
Mm-hmm. So leave them out of it. But OKC is the team with the draft picks and the talent, the skill team that's right there. that the scariest team in the league is OKC in terms of having all those draft picks and being able to trade with somebody, not Toronto.
Let me ask. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say one of those 4 guys is gonna get moved. Like going forward, they're not gonna have Giddey.
It's gonna be Giddey though. They would not be stupid to move Jalen Williams.
I fully agree with you, Dom. Like it like at some point, Giddey, Dort, even my boy Jalen Williams, like one of those 3 is not gonna be there going forward. That like you're saying, Fabian, they got all the draft stock to use. They can package that up and put a Josh Giddey in the deal or put a Lou Dort. You know how many teams would love Lou Dort right now?
Why wouldn't the Thunder want Lou Dort? Because they need a role-playing defense guard, the number 1 option guy.
I fully agree with you, Don. But if Lou Dort and picks could go get me
Siakam. What if they tell the Pacers, here's the 3 draft picks you were missing. Here you go. We'll take that guy.
I think Oklahoma City just needs experience. Like they just need to, have a taste of playoff basketball with this unit, and before they need another. Because are we banking on SGA being the number 1 player on a championship team? He's bigger than that small guard stuff.
Yes.
So okay, then I would say just let it rock for a bit. Maybe I agree with the second big body though, because when Chet comes out, they do that small ball lineup with Kenrick Williams at the 5. It's not good.
And they get beat up on the boards. They don't defend anybody. Yeah, I don't like when I watched them try. They couldn't even do that last night with y'all. Like they kind of tried to do it last night and had to come away from it real quick because y'all were thumping them.
Yeah, I was going to ask the last question though, Fabian. When you say the worst pick of those 4 teams you mentioned, does that mean like the worst record, like the highest pick, or like the lowest pick of the first round, like 25, like whoever's the best?
The 4 teams out of those draft picks.
Yeah,
I'm just saying in terms of the Jazz are now in playoff contention.
No, I'm saying what pick do they get? You said the worst of it, but does that mean like the worst team, like the worst record? They get that team's pick, or do they?
It just says worst of Houston, Utah, Oklahoma City, and the Clippers.
But is it talking about worst record or worst pick? Because the Clippers will probably have the worst pick, either us or the Thunder.
You want me? I guess try to look more into it, but it says the worst. I would think it has to be the worst. That's when the whole being a general manager kicks in there. Like it's the worst pick got to be the worst pick.
Okay, Nick Pillow saying the worst pick in terms of protection. So I'd say it's either Oklahoma City or the Clippers pick that it's going to be.
I think Toronto's not in the same position as Oklahoma City. OKC got they're the scariest team in the NBA right now. They remind me of like the Tampa Bay Rays in baseball. They got the talent. They're in second place. They're truly one piece away. It's over. Dynasty-like team. Chet, SGA, and you got one, and you can sneak a 3rd All-NBA, All-Star caliber dude. I mean, who can we think of? I'm not sure. Like I just said Mark Williams and all because that's what comes to mind that I'm familiar with. Even Gafford going over there is a sneaky, crazy good move. Trying to weasel away. Is it Walker Kessler? He was the rookie last year for the Jazz. Trying to sneak that. Here's 10 draft picks, Danny Ainge.
Oh, wow.
If you move Laurie, Walker.
Imagine if they go for Laurie.
Well, what's the Jazz vision, though? You have a player as good as Lowry, and he's how old? Like, why would you want to get rid of him? Like, is just the timeline so far away from competing?
Listen, I'm not saying this none of that is realistic because we don't know. What I'm saying, what is realistic is that OKC is right there. They got the draft picks. They could really extort the next championship this season. Like right now. This is bad.
I just disagree.
Why?
Because they're too young to win the whole thing.
Dime, I'm talking about getting up. You just said they need an experienced player, right? Siakam fits the bill, by the way. You need an experienced player to bring into this season.
Is he better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
Siakam?
No, any player that you're bringing in.
Probably not.
Then they don't have to.
Well, then I don't think they're going to win the championship yet.
You
don't go from Philippe. I was going to say you don't go from being never schemed as a number 1 option in a playoff series to winning the championship your first season in that role. It just doesn't happen. It's never happened.
Wait, Fabian, you got them potentially being championship contenders.
That's just with one addition.
Exactly. You need the veteran, and I'm trying to think of somebody because I'm making that up in my mind. But that's what they're missing is the wily veteran dude, or that can score maybe they need a big body to rebound also. Again, the
they
same
need
thing that
that
we're
more.
shopping for as the Knicks, they can shop for and easily get it. They could easily get it. Throw Lou Dort at the Wizards, and give me Tyus Jones back along with Gafford. They can go after, I don't want to say Rozier, but they can if they want to go off the books and get the Mark Williams, like I said. But I'd rather them go after a veteran like Capella. Makes sense for all that.
Pastor Flea has to step out. My brothers.
We're gonna go through the comments.
To see you, Flea.
Dom Dropper. We'll be back at this on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Dom looks like he's in Star Wars.
What, the background?
Yeah, let's get
wow.
Yeah, the background adds to it. That's crazy. Looks like you have a cloak on, a black cloak on, and then we have the world ending in the background, whatever that is. I'm in a friendly fire, and they pull that up for me. Toronto was up by 35 points earlier. They were going to be winning by 22 without Siakam. Isn't that crazy?
Wow. What's the starting lineup you think going to be looking like going forward? Bruce Brown's going to end up in there? It's going to be Emmanuel Quickley, Bruce Brown, RJ Barrett, Scotty B, and Jakob. Why do you think they're going to trade him?
Yeah. Because they're saying he has 1 year left and they can use him as a chip, especially again, he's enticing for OKC also. Like, they need that veteran leadership. They need OKC needs that badly. But I can see the Raptors keeping Bruce Brown as well and mentoring these kids. These guys need mentoring. RJ Barrett, IQ, they both coming from the Knicks. And Barrett's killing on Toronto, by the way. This is their first game, the first legit team that they beat that was good, in my opinion. Everybody else, the Lakers, did they lose to the Clippers also? Yeah, they lost to the Clippers. The Lakers game was close, and that was like a robbery.
Yo, what do you think of see, when I sent you that clip today, all you said was 30K is crazy. You didn't even comment on the actual content being said.
Because I don't care about those. Like, those are weird people, bro. Like, I don't.
Wasn't it hilarious though?
No, I'm telling you, I don't. These people are weird. I hate. You know, I that they embody that whole fan. The Golden State fan base is horrible, and for them to have 30,000 people in there and they just not entertaining. Like, what was so entertaining about that?
About that clip I sent?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. He did say you don't get those tings. That was funny. That was funny.
That guy's just hilarious. Like, just the way he talks is funny. It's just like, no, but he tried to imitate the American accent because he's clearly a foreigner. He tried to imitate the American accent. He was like, my name's not dude.
Oh, okay. Well, that part was funny. I did hear that. But I saw the 30K. I'm like, yo, they had 30,000 people tuning in.
That was a special occasion, though, because they were being accused of some serious. That was that time where they were being accused of some serious stuff. That space group.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to these comments.
All right.
He plays Hawks next game and Udonis jersey retirement day. RIP Hawks. Where was playoff Jimmy last year in the finals? Fish, what up, Fish? Pascal is a smart, efficient player who makes the game easier for better players.
Does he?
For the Knicks, I think so. But I was saying earlier, Don, what do you feel about that? You had Pascal and OG on this team on Toronto, like they weren't this next level. I know it's only Scotty Barnes, but they're on the
that
Knicks.
Wasn't really him. That was more the new coach that empowered Scotty Barnes, I feel like.
All right, but Brunson is empowered over here in New York. I don't see how you trade Randle for Siakam. I don't see us getting that much better.
Yeah, I agree.
For the Knicks to make the next move, they cannot sit on guys that aren't game changers. You got OG for basically nothing. That ain't happening twice. I wouldn't say nothing because Toronto likes them, right? That's what they got. Heat making a comeback. I put the game on for that, Robert, and Toronto's closing it out, man. That's a good sign. They're up by what? 26? Wow. When a team stands pat rather than take a shot, you end up regular for the foreseeable future. Scared money don't spend. That's the league now. So much talent. You constantly got to get better. Go call AllBall. The Knicks are complacent right now. Still thinking Cash wants to come to New York. I disagree with that, though. I think people want to come to New York now. Like, the media even behind it. Yeah, the media's behind it. Tell that to my team, the Pistons, man. I don't know which comment that's in reference to, but Capella fell off. Oh, so that's what you were saying, Dom. They were flirting with the idea of Clint Capella, but what did you see with Capella that you said, like, yo, he doesn't look the same? Like, he looks like he lost his springs.
Looks soft. Looks like, he can't get off the ground the same way. Just like avoiding contact. literally just playing soft more than anything, and just lost his little spring. So I'd say he's a backup center now. It's not a starting center.
Which I'm fine with, but I'm fine with a backup center, but because I'm scared that the Knicks are getting complacent. They say that we're no longer going after a big man. And it's like, so you're no longer going after a big man and you're expecting Mitch Robinson to come back from injury off of surgery in the playoffs. For what? There's not a lot of stress on a big man's ankles. Pause. Scary Terry is not coming to New York. Miami is finals proven. Yeah, that's true. I miss Dr. Hartenstein. He was a great pickup for the Knicks. Great energy guy, too. Yeah. Dom told me about him, and I watched him with a careful eye. And as soon as I saw him, I knew he was good. Just smart. Right now, of you three, AllBall is the GM a team wants. He's not jumping out the window, but he's aggressively wanting to make the team better, not being passive. He's actually being smart about it. Another point AllBall has made, those teams aren't just a threat to New York. Those teams like Indy don't look as you as a legit championship team. Flea is the GM of a team like Atlanta. We just happy to be here. Fired a week after All-Star weekend. Michael Scott. What's up, Michael? Siakam scam isn't efficient. Obi Toppin far more efficient. Hell no.
God damn, I got people like a Michael Scott.
Nah, no way. Michael Scott, they benched Obi for a reason, bro. Like everything we thought he was in New York, he wasn't. I wanted him to start, and yeah, nah. It's like seeing, Dom cosplaying as Death. AllBall do some street magic to close out the show. What up, Dom? How about that PG-13?
Amazing, Michael. Amazing.
Chris Fish has no limits. Chris Paul's son. Did he pull his hamstring too? My bad, too soon.
No, he got tripped at one point, but he was fine. Got up right away. Seems like a very sociable kid.
I guess the Jordan Poole trade hasn't really finalized yet, but that made the Golden State Warriors even worse. We talked about that for a second, Dom. What do you think about the Warriors this year? Like, because Flea started off the conversation by saying there's only that the league is well balanced and there's only like 2 or 3 bad teams, and I'm like, no, there isn't. There's horrible teams in the league. There are 4 or 5 of them, and the Warriors are included in that now. They're horrible now.
It's a disaster, man. We talked about it in the last episode. Like Draymond, don't like what he's done. Chris Paul was a weird addition. Steph Curry looks older. Klay Thompson's cooked as far as a starter, in my opinion. Kerr's too loyal to the vets. They have no size. They can't guard. They're old and unathletic and slow. Not a good combination.
Indy has a 3-year deal in place for Pascal. They do? Give Toronto 2 years. I think they'll be competing for the conference. Heat cut to 14 from 37. That's insane. 37-point comeback would be record if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Cleveland 118-76. Milwaukee 76. 8:42 in the third. Dame time is back. Yeah. They left before I could chime in on Donovan Mitchell. Boy, oh boy, all these Knicks fans that wanted him, and that doubted me saying RJ Barrett's a third option. That's not looking good in Toronto, right? But it kind of was. They were 2-5 before tonight with RJ Barrett as your whatever kind of option he is over there in Toronto. Everybody wanted Donovan Mitchell. Even if you traded RJ Barrett, you wanted Donovan Mitchell. What is he doing that's so special? I'm still asking. Because you just asked, did Utah win the Cleveland trade? That's crazy. They gave up a whole bunch of draft picks and 2 key players on the Jazz that got them in playoff contention all of a sudden. And the Cavaliers, I mean, granted, you are missing Mobley and Garland, right? Like, so that's not fair either. But I still don't see a special 1A guy that these people saw. He's not a 1A guy then. And they were lying to themselves. Giannis Masai connection was a thing too, right? Was it? OKC can give like 3 separate hauls at trade. The worst pick in terms of protections, I think. I think OKC gets Embiid after this year. They have the pieces. OKC Presti's in position to corner the market with the picks, but they need to see playoff experience first to see exactly what they need to move on before they do anything.
Agreed.
Dime with the drip. Cleveland 127, Milwaukee 83. God bless Dame time.
Jesus, really?
OKC has the foundation built. Some BS Twitter drama, Fabian. What is? Oh, yeah. They running drama show at that Golden State Warriors spaces. They always have been. They're corny. 2 out of 4 sportsmen. What's up, fellas? We're here, baby. Didn't know you were live. My bad, Phoenix Plays Z. You know now. Wednesdays, 8 p.m. 4 sportsmen Play Z. And Sundays, of course. Number 43 might get his jersey retired. Who's that?
Siakam. Probably should.
Don Pascal was talking to Tyrese behind the scenes, according to Woj. He wanted Indiana. He got Indiana.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a thing where Pascal had signed like a restricted free agent offer sheet a couple years back. Then I saw, I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. They was live at their days, at their hours like usual. Stocksinio ain't playing. Stocksinio, the Pascal trade had me out of sync. Thoughts on trade? Right. Phoenix Plays Z is the guy we want to hear from about Siakam. It was late, but we got something back. RJ Barrett looks like Dwayne Wade with us. He looks crazy. He looks crazy in the open court. Exactly, my thoughts. Way too late, but still got more than I expected. Yep, Masai tried to give up for both Giannis and SGA. Tried to move up for both Giannis and SGA. There's footage. Now I'm talking about Masai had a role at Giannis coming to USA or something. Phoenix, what's happening to your Heat?
Raptors fan, not a Heat fan.
Right. Donovan Mitchell is a 2024 version of Baker Mayfield. He'll give you just enough of a flash to keep overpaying him. Yeah, keep him away, please. I'm not a Heat fan, bro. Who's your team? Raptors. Yeah. Phoenix Plays he's a Raptors guy. Damn. So the guy's bounced before we talked about Stephen A. Smith apparently lying about his college experience. I don't think he's lying. I don't know care about this. Huh?
I don't think he's lying either. I've seen him shoot a jump shot. It wasn't that bad.
I mean, I don't know. It just sounds like a weird story. He lied at some point about it because he said he played one game and averaged 1.5 points. You can't, that's mathematically impossible. But the guys left before we could cover that. Exactly. I watched the Clippers yesterday. We close out with this and that Phoenix game. Phoenix with Beal is really only scary in the lineups where they have to spell the lineup. Their death lineup is KD at the 5. And again, your man Sabonis proved to be a biatch once again. Triple-double, nice. Then the fourth quarter hit, and KD is the center. And you couldn't close them out. You were up by like 15 points. And it wasn't just all KD. Grayson Allen is not getting enough props. He's killing this year.
Yeah, he's shooting really well.
Eric Gordon got punked in the paint late by De'Aaron Fox for a bucket, but they moved the ball well with KD at the 5, but you can't play KD at the 5 all game, right?
Of course not.
Stephen A. jump shot is trash. 1 foot in front, push shot. That's a 1980s girls basketball shot. Or maybe it's mixed up, but yes, Giannis and Masai relationship is tight. So we all got the Warriors missing the playoffs, right? I do.
No.
I definitely do.
I'm unwavering.
You always are. Yeah. Did you get to watch the Phoenix highlights or not? I'm rambling to myself about them.
No. I saw the highlights and how the Suns came back and won. It was pretty impressive. I saw KD's defense look pretty good, but that's all I saw was the highlights.
Yeah, he stopped De'Aaron Fox. See, that's what you need a superstar for when he played defense and he blocked De'Aaron Fox on that wing three-point shot attempt. And a great play, but horrible defense by Harrison Barnes. He should never be out there in crunch time. That was silly. KD pushed the ball up, gave it the I think it was Booker at the top of the key, and then Booker gave it right back. And Harrison Barnes was like lost. You didn't know to stick to KD. You left KD wide open. It was silly. And with the Clips, Paul George is definitely your second best player, but he might be your best go-to player. Wow, Diamond's falling asleep on the live. 4 sportsmen.
Wait, Paul George is my best player? No, he's not.
I said he's your second best player.
He is.
He's probably your go-to player when it comes to, say, catch and shoot.
Yeah,
but not necessarily like drawing a play for him out of a timeout, like creating. It's not all him, but the catch and shoot, and then like 3 seconds on the clock. Yo, he's scary as well.
I agree.
Though. That's about it.
Hey, guys.
Month, right?
Tonight, later tonight, about 10:30 Pacific time, maybe 10. Lakers, Mavs. We're going to be talking about that after the game's over. I missed the first quarter, but I'll watch second, third, and fourth. So we'll talk about that at night tonight, 10:30 p.m., 10 Pacific. Around that time, please check back in. It'll be fun.
Why does Dime hate Harden?
I don't hate such a strong word. Why do you care? Who I like and who I don't like? I don't like his game. I think he's done irreparable damage to basketball at every level. But he's a great player. That's on my team that I'm forced to root for against my will now.
Dime, play this clip I'm about to at you on the stream. I don't know how to do that.
I have to go.
The best way to put it.
Anyway.
Dime is tired.
I have to go hoop in a second anyway. Find the extra gear.
We still talking about Harrison Barnes scored like 15 points in the ACC championship game and choked and lost MJ offer to let UNC get prototype Jordans in the NCAA tournament. I didn't even know that he choked in
ACC championship.
But I'm not surprised, Fish. Harrison Barnes is the type of guy that you can kind of see, like, you know, he's just not built for crunch time. Dime needs his nap.
I wish I could have one.
Did you get a photo?
No. I didn't ask for a picture. I felt kind of bad. I was talking to him.
For Sportsmen, Wednesdays, 8 p.m., I believe. If Dime can make it next time, might be on Hollywood time. Sunday, 8 p.m., maybe?
Better chance.
8 p.m., better chance this time. But we will try to shoot for definitely Sunday evening, Wednesday evenings. From AllBall, Flea, Dime Dropper, Fabian Perspective, Expected so accepted. For Sportsmen on AllBall TV, the Dime Dropper channel, the best thing ever in sports history. We're out of here, baby.
I did get a picture of him, though, Phoenix. You can check that out on Twitter.